just so mentally crushing for Nicole Mericle to keep putting in all these efforts to stretch away and take the lead, only to lose it every time there's even a slight downhill.
She cannot shake her. No matter how fast she goes, it's almost like the more effort she puts in now, it's just going to make Lindsey Webster that much stronger on her later. If Nicole carries herself right now in fatigue, it just makes it that much more advantageous for Lindsey Webster later on the race on those steep descents.
I mean, this is pretty amazing, guys, right now. We have head-to-head battle, back and forth, constant lead change between the two of these. And you're talking about the class of the women's field, Lindsey Webster versus the woman who's trying to steal her spot at the top of not just this podium, but every podium, every week. It's like Magic and Bird, you know? Big-time rivals.
A big-time tennis match. This is like Venus and Serena just going at it, trading forehands, trading backhands, rushing the net, hitting volleys, point for point, back and forth, 8-game sets, you name it. They're just going toe-to-toe and not backing down.
And again, Rebecca Hammond, who was second place here last year, making a return for the season, sitting in a very strong third place, but doesn't look like she has the ability to track these two down. The question will be, can she hold off Faye Stenning, who seems to be hard charging right now?
Yeah, even though Faye struggled on that 8-foot box that you referenced earlier, she still has a greater degree of races under her belt this year.
And this, the technical section we mentioned before, with all the big climbing, starts right now. I would say at least half of the incline. Whoa, as you see a fall.
Tremendous pass. Nicole goes down, and Lindsey Webster just reeled her in like she was taking a bass out of one of these West Virginia ponds.
Very, very slippery terrain, but also just treacherous footing, a lot of rocks, a lot of roots, and the rocks are very mossy and slick. But what we're going to see over the next 4 miles or so is about 50% of all the incline on this course. It's going to happen then. So a lot of nasty climbing. It's just kind of messy. You've got to use your hands for a lot of it to catch grip on the trees and rocks and roots. But also you have to be very careful that you don't slip and hurt yourself.
What are the chances she caught a crawfish when she was down that street?
Probably very low. But at the same time, she's going to have to work her butt off if she hopes to keep Lindsey in her sights, because there's a sandbag carry coming up, there's a lot of technical running coming up, and then the course ends with about 3 miles of relatively flat and open, a chance for her to maybe run that thing back, but she's got the damage control here.
Well, somebody else running his butt off is Ryan Woods right there, who looked like he was almost running out of his pants. He's going so fast, they're starting to come down a little bit. He's got to reel those up and continue to move.
This climb, look for the athletes over the course of this race. We've seen about 3,000 feet of gain. We have probably 1,500 in the next 3 to 4 miles. And this is a sizable separation between Nicole Mericle and Lindsey Webster. Back to Rebecca Hammond. You're probably looking at about 4 minutes, and then back to Faye Stenning, maybe another minute or so. So that race for third position is certainly not locked up by any means. And in a race this long, you can also have a 4 or 5 minute gap that could completely blow up, the wheels could fall off, and then you find yourself completely off the podium, even if you've been running in that kind of position all day.
These are the kind of races, because there's so much undulating terrain that we talked about earlier, as Ryan Woods is now approaching that big swim, that it could just tax you so much that when you're feeling fine, but 8-9 miles later, you blow up. And this is one of those obstacles that's going to be really interesting to see. Because they're hitting this water, now they're starting to use their muscles in a completely different way to navigate the swim. This is where cramps could really start to set in.
Now, the fortunate thing is this water is fairly warm. Typically, the cramps are caused by not just the swimming, but cold water. Shocking the system, the central nervous system is jarred, the muscles all just contract. And this is an opportunity for a lot of these athletes actually just to cool down a little bit at a rate that's not going to blow them up either. So I think a lot of them, it's a welcome reprieve, catch your breath a little bit, something maybe donkey paddle or breaststroke this thing, but Ryan Woods seems to be freestyle.
Yeah, it's advantageous for that reason. One of the other things is if you've ever ridden a bicycle, you've been on there for a while, if it's a stationary bike or a regular bicycle, your legs are kind of moving in the same direction, the same way the whole time. once you hop off and start to run or do something else, it feels a little bit funny. That's how it's going to feel when they get out of the water after they're done swimming. And that is something, again, that could cause the cramps.
Now, you see the athletes are all messing with the life jackets a little bit before they get in. One rule is that they must have the jacket fully locked and on before they enter the water. Also, all of the jackets are currently strung up with the straps completely stretched tight, so they need to loosen it completely before they slip their arms in, and then after buckling, they tighten all the straps and tuck them in out of the way. Taking a couple extra seconds there can give you a minute or more on that swim, because if the jacket fits you comfortably, now you can actually move efficiently.
As we see Nicole Miracle raging through the woods right now, it's such an important safety measure, because if they were to get a cramp, as you notice, you can't see through that water. They have lifeguards out there, but if you were to cramp and you were to go down, it would cause a situation that could be very, very scary and tragic. So we're taking all the precautions here to do this right to do it safe.
Well, that's Ryan Kemp sitting in third position, entering the water, because Ryan Kemp somehow has moved in second, and Ryan Atkins in fourth. Atkins is a very strong swimmer. We've seen this out of him before, that he has managed to close on people. The man with absolutely no weaknesses in his game is about to try and make a move on some of the athletes in front of him.
And someone that, if they're chasing behind him, he's anywhere close. Robert Killian, world champion Ironman, is probably the best swimmer in the field by far.
Very, very good swimmer. Robert Killian is looking forward to this swim. There's no question about it. One of the things is we've seen swims take a toll on athletes in a number of championship races in the past. And for more on this, the third member of our broadcast team, Steve Manning. Thanks a lot, Steve. As we cut away from the swim for just a moment, that's the